Добрый день, дорогие друзья! Мы рады вас приветствовать в нашем прямом эфире. К нам сегодня присоединится наша замечательная коллега из колледжа с LiPoChun, который располагается в Гонконге. Для тех, кто не знает, это одна из провинций Китая. И с нами сегодня Кейт, Admissions Director of UWC LiPoChun College. Kate, nice to meet you. Thank you very
Hello,
much
Kate.
for finding
Hello,
some
nice to
time.
meet you too.
Yeah,
Thank you for
great.
joining us today. And not to take too much of your time, let's begin with the questions right away. And Alexei is going to start.
Yeah, so Kate, could you tell us what UWC, in your opinion, so could just clarify for us and for all our candidates, what UWC is so special?
So I have worked in education throughout my career. So I've been in primary school and university. And now I'm working in a high school college. And I would say this is one of my best job I have and one of the most unique school I have seen. We have all these students from all around the world and with different background and living on the campus together. So we have a very strong sense of community, not only between the students, but also with the staff and also the teachers as well. So that's very different and unique for myself. And I find it so fascinating. I can name every student, like call by their names and saying, have a talk randomly, sitting on the canteen table. So we can talk about the world issue, but at the same time, you're looking at the local issue as well.
Cool. And before you joined UWC, before you learned that it's such a great place, what made you to decide to actually join this movement?
I wish I can join it when I was a student, but I've learned it after I graduated from university. So one of the most important thing, I think the core value, it matched with my values a lot as well. For example, the one celebrating difference. I agree a lot. And then I also wanting to see learning more different cultures, interact with different students. So in my job right now, I'm learning it every day because I have interactions with different students and they teaching me a new thing every day. So I'm very, very happy that not only I'm as a staff or contributing to the movement, but I learn a lot from the movement as well.
Great. Kate, could you tell us what is so special in education of UWC? So what makes it different from any other schools all over the world?
So I always say this to the Hong Kong students or Hong Kong parents too, because I do the promotions for Hong Kong area too. So UWC is not only a IB school, they don't just, it's more than an IB school. So IB is just one part, the academic, curriculum. We have two very important areas as well. So the CAS program, in LiPoChun, we call it Chuan Cai program. Is a translated from Chinese, it means all-round development. So students get involved in community service, campus service, creativities, outdoor activities. So it's not one-off activities. They take it like every week. So like, for example, every Tuesday, they went out to the elderly center to do service or pair up with best buddies with disability children. So they visit them every week. So through all these kind of activities, so students will get build up a very caring personalities and also giving back to the society too. So this is one area. And then the other one, the students gain so much from it is the residential part. So students share the room with different background of students at their age of 16 to 17, 18. So you can imagine, it's like put those young people inside a room and then they can talk all night long and without sleep. But that's not we encourage. Talking is good, but not all night long. All throughout all these interactions, daily life, they learn so much from each other. And also the social skills, the maturity after just 1 month being on the campus, they just like, just being like, you can imagine it's like almost like a university graduate. So I'm really proud of the students, how far they achieve. So these three pillars put it together, I would say is the whole UWC education model. So academic is just one part, but we have the CAS program, the outdoor activities, the outdoor educations, and also the residential side.
Thank you so much for such a detailed answer. Honestly, even I learned more from your speech right now. And we have a few questions from the parents that came recently, and they wonder about the visa procedure, how the students get it, and do they get any help from the college once they start working in it?
Oh, that's a very good questions and very easy for applying student visas in Hong Kong. So it's different in different country. But if they're going to Hong Kong attending LiPoChun United World College, what they need to do, just filling all the application form, we send it over to them, and also the passport copies and also the parents' passport copy. And then we will do all the things, the process going to the immigrations from the general office. So they don't require to go to their local embassies like the China embassies or the Hong Kong embassy in their country. What they need to do is send over the materials to us by email. That's okay, by email. And then we will do the work in Hong Kong here for them. So they can just relax and wait for us, and then we're going to send back the visa label to them at home, and then they just put it on the passport, and then when they arrive Hong Kong, go through the immigration, just show them the passport, and then they will activate the student visas for them. So for Hong Kong, it's very easy, no concern at all. So we are handling all those paperwork for them in Hong Kong.
Thank you.
Yeah, and one of the good thing is the visa application is very cheap in Hong Kong.
Great, thank you, Kate. Thank you very much for this ongoing help with visa process. And so we have another question also related to the logistic. So how our students will get on campus? So are they met at the airport, and how all the meeting of the new students is arranged?
Yeah, so we have arranged a bunch of friendly second year to do the airport pickup for the first year when they first arrive in Hong Kong in summer. So we were holding a flat LPC flats, and also looking for them because we already have their flight schedule. They will need to send it to us in advance, so then we can match up who is going to pick up who. The second year will have a list of the student arriving on that day, so they go around to look for that student. Sometimes they will be anxious because the flight delays and all that, so we worry about we miss anyone or they were left behind. But that's all okay, all set. We always have everyone get on campus safely, and then will be accompanied by the second year.
Cool, so parents don't need to worry about that either. And then once they arrive to the campus, do they get some orientational week or day? And if the college organizes something like that, what do the new arrivals learn from this orientation?
Yeah, so when they arrive, the first week, it will be the orientation week. So the first years, all the first years, they will have the full week to explore what kind of programs, what kind of outdoor activities offered by the college. But one of the highlights of the orientation week, it will be a overnight camp off campus. So just for all the year one, so they're able to off campus and then to bond with each other. So after the camp, a lot of them coming back with their buddies and best friends or new friends. But one of the funny thing on orientation week, it will be saying your names like hundreds of times and shaking hands with all different people. So you will kind of by repeating, shaking hands, and hi, my name is Kate, I'm from Hong Kong. So we save it a lot of time, but don't worry. And then also at the same time, you were going to a lot of new names in your head. You will just get time to remember them, and you will find it is very fascinating to like how easy to make friends on campus. So that's one of the thing on orientation week, but it will also cover the admin work. For example, getting the octopus card, that is the transportation card for students to go on the subway, and then also you're getting the Hong Kong ID card, because that is by law, Hong Kong law, all the residents all the people who is going to stay more than 6 months in Hong Kong, they need to apply for Hong Kong ID card. So that part will be taken care by the general office as well. And then the opening a bank account, if the student will wanting to get a bank account opened in Hong Kong, so we can help to do that as well. And also, like as I say, like on the academic side, we will do the subject selections meeting with the tutors to go through their choices. Is it going to be okay, or is matching what they want to do in the future in uni? So we all this different advice they will get on the first week of when they arrive.
Great, great. Thank you very much, Kate.
Well, can I continue?
Of course you can.
Well, because you kind of started as answering my question that I wanted to ask you in a few minutes, but then let's just smoothly transition to this question. I wanted to ask you, what are the most common obstacles the students encounter upon their arrival, and if they have any sort of issues, emotional, personal, academic issues, do they get any help, and what kind of help is that?
Yeah, so the first line of help for the student at LPC, it will be their tutor. So the tutor is also the full-time teachers in on the campus. So daytime, they will be teaching classes, and then after the classes, they will have another role like tutor. They live on campus as well. So they also have kind of this role is 24 hours, 7 days. For the teachers. So that will be the first line of support, and they can talk with the tutor on their issues like emotional or academic. So tutors always can advise, also work with students on their plan. If on the academic, they will advise like how's the working plan, and then how you can pick up the work, and always get and looking for different supports for the students as well. For example, if it's language obstacles, then we have EAL teacher. So they can like have appointment with EAL teachers after the class, and then pick up English. And also we have a counselors on campus if the students will need some mental support or have emotional issues, so we can refer to the counselor. And also we have a full-time nurse on campus that will take care of the health issue. So like if the student not feeling well, and then they can go for the nurse to ask for advice. And also we have visiting doctor every week. So if they want to have a doctor coming like to look for their issues, then they can make appointments. So they don't need to like travel off campus to town and then to have a doctor appointment. So that mostly can be done on campus. And then we have the director of student welfare to oversee the whole student welfare issues. So if any individual cases, we also will look into how we can support.
That's awesome. This is really holistic approach to any kind of issues the students can have. That's great, honestly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I totally agree with it. So, Kate, could you tell us some philosophical questions? So, could you just describe, as you work with a great diversity of UWC students, could you tell us a profile? Could you describe a profile of an ideal UWC student in your personal opinion?
Yeah, this questions always get asked by the Hong Kong parents as well. So how do I prepare my child to go into UWC, or what kind of quality you're looking for? So first of all, we will say we want some student with open mind, interested in learning different kind of culture, to have that cultural understanding, and also they wanting to make a difference. So that's very important. And also have the passions, like giving back to the society. How do you, after UWC educations, how can you bring the UWC value into the community as well? So that's something we look for. And at the same time, so for the academic foundations, we would like the student could have a solid foundation, not necessary to have a strict A or flying colors in their reports, but a solid foundations will help them to cope with the stress with IB, because IB we get a different have a quite a heavy workload as well, like with the different assignment, internal assignments, and also the final exams for on the curriculum. So if for solid foundations that will can help the student to cope with IB, the program, and at the same time, they can have time to do the balance, to do the service and also outdoor activities.
Great. Thank you, Kate. So I have another question. So let's return to reality. Unfortunately, not everybody is very successful at IB. And do you remember any case when the student started not very successfully to study under IB diploma program, and then something has changed in his mind and he was really successful?
Her mind?
Yeah, of course. So, let's just, do you remember any kind of such situations when we...
Because from what we know, it's really hard program, and not every single student can manage this. It's hard, it's stressful, a lot of time management has to be followed. So do you remember any case when the student was unexpected to graduate successfully, but he or she did it?
Yeah, so in the class 2007, it's just the recent graduates, we have a boy from Africa. So he coming to LPC without any English, just really saying yes and no, and then keep smiling. So, yeah, so we worry so much, but throughout the 2 years, he picked up very fast, and with the support from EAL teachers and also from his tutor. And then he's awarded the best improvements award on the stage on the graduation ceremony. So he starting to cry, and then everyone sitting sitting down there also starting crying as well. So myself is crying too. So we're seeing the efforts to put into the 2 years and also graduating with the diploma. So everyone is cheering for him. So that's really a good story, and also heartwarming story as well. So I always remind myself, so yeah, so keep me.
To never give up. Great, thanks. And last question, but not least, we wanted to ask you if you have any advice or recommendation for the current candidates right now, applicants who are in the process right now of doing their online application, or being at their thinking right now whether to actually submit their papers or not, and hesitant about it. Their parents may be not sure themselves or not, decided on whether to try it or not. What would you tell these kind of candidates?
Don't think too much, go for it. Yeah, so do the application right now, and then you submit it, and then you move on, you keep moving. When you learn more about from UWC, and then I'm sure you will get more excited about and eager to join the movement. So I'm so regret that I didn't know about UWC when I was a high school student.
Same here, actually. Yeah, Alex and I were also said that we're kind of old for this.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But, yeah. But fortunately, our candidates have this opportunity right now.
Yes, right, good.
Dear Kate, thank you so much.
Yeah.
This was very detailed and very interesting to hear from you. Your answers are very informative. I hope many candidates now learn many things that they didn't know about UWC, especially in your college. And I hope this is not the last time we actually do this webinar with you. And hopefully we'll see you sometime soon in person, through the webinar, any kind of way, because it's really fun talking with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kate.
Thank you too. Thanks for interviewing me. And also I'd love to welcome Russian students that are on campus soon.
We'll do our best to get some.
А теперь немного по-русски. Ребята, вы слышали Кейт, и у вас есть шанс попасть в колледж UWC, в том числе и в LiPoChun, и лично познакомиться с Кейт. Но для этого вам необходимо будет заполнить заявку до 30 ноября. И также, ребят, не забываем, посмотрели это видео, поставили лайки, а может быть даже какие-то эмоции. Так что ждем вас и ваши вопросы в комментариях к данному видео. Удачи!
Пока!